Hey, welcome again. So now there is one the thing you can see right here in roadmap. I added this canvas panel, and this will show almost all of our classes in our game. You can see first of all we will have like 4 main categories. We have game mode, we have base character, we have AI, and we have combat system. So if I come here to game mode, we have 4 different classes. We'll create game mode, and game mode will need player state and game state, player controller, and HUD. And then in HUD we have some other classes. Now you can see HUD has HUD classes, and player controller also has a relationship with HUD class, because in game mode we'll need to select the HUD class, and from player controller we will need to add this to the viewport. Then HUD class will have like 3 different classes. We have progress bar, we have weapon widget, and inventory UI. And for progress bar we'll have health and stamina bar. Player controller is also connected to character class. This shows the relationship between classes in our game. You can see here we have the base character class. Base character is divided into multiple parts. You can see we have player character, which is connected to player controller. We have zombie, which is inherited from base character, and zombie has 3 other classes, which is young zombie, old zombie, and a child zombie. There we have this AI controller. You can see in AI section we also have AI controller, but AI controller controls zombie characters, like all 3 of them. This AI controller will also have behavior tree, perception, and blackboards. And if I come back in here, you can see we have combat system. In combat system we have weapon based class. There we have hit scan weapon, projectile weapon, and melee weapons. And pistol, shotgun is hit scan, rifle and grenade launcher is projectile, and knife is melee weapon. And here we have projectile as well, and damage type as well. So this will show us a simple structure of our game class hierarchy. This way we'll easily understand which classes to create and how the class hierarchy works. The next thing we want to do is to create one more diagram, and that will be for the process. So I'll just come in here, and I'll tell him first of all, okay, here we go. I'll tell him this is, I'll add information, and tell him this is process, like game process. I'll just game development process, like that. And then I can just come here and add another canvas panel like this, and I'll open the canvas panel, and here we can write the whole process from start to beginning. Still, like right now we don't have an idea which things we want to do. So I'll come here, and I can ask ChatGPT just to give me which things I have to do first and which things I have to do second, like that. But sometimes ChatGPT will not give things according to my desire, like it will give me some general idea. But for my personal use, from my experience, I use a different structure for making games. So in some these cases we can use our own experience. So the first thing, I'll come here, I'll add this box in here, and I'll tell him create project. We will start from creating an Unreal Engine project. Then I can just simply duplicate this. I'll bring it right in here. And the second thing we want to is to import assets. Which assets we need? Like environment. We need which other things do we need? The characters and things. I'll just give this orange color, like the process orange color. I'll just have some other colors as well. I'll show you. And then I can just duplicate this again. I'll just bring it right in here. I'll just make sure there is the same amount of space between these. And I'll tell him after that we will need to set JetBrains writer, like that. We'll need to set writer for our project, which is really important. We can just go one step further, and I'll just copy and paste this again. We'll have 5 steps in one line. And I'll tell him then we need to do to set up our character. So I'll just tell him set up character class, like this. And then we can create character components. I'll just come right here. I'll just give it a little space. Then we'll tell him we need to go to character components, and then I can just duplicate this again right in here. I'll tell him this is character components. We'll talk about character components, and this process goes like that. I'll give this a different color like green for example, and then I can give this some subcategories. I'll just copy character components and bring it right in here. I'll just bring unconnected like this so that this would be a subcategory. So character components will have different components for this. I'll just copy this one and bring it right in here. I'll just add it to the same line. I'll give this no color like that, and I'll tell him character components. Not from this, I'll just give this a different design so that we can understand these things are different from each other. And this is this character. Every character will have camera plus spring arm. If you haven't used Unreal Engine, we'll talk about camera and spring arm components. I'll just copy and paste it again. There would be another component that would be like, for example, a stamina. We can just make a stamina component. I'll just give this a name, stamina component. And also we can have health component. Just simply copy and paste this, and we can rename this to something like maybe health component. There you go. Now you can see we have a very simple structure, and this will help us understand what to do next. For example, after we set up components, we need to set up animations. So I'll tell them set up animations. There you go. Then when we set up this, I can just copy this again, and after we set up animations, we can tell him we want to set up game mode. I'll complete this diagram and then I'll show you. It will not be completed like complete. I'll just this would be just a basic diagram, the basic idea where we need to start and where we need to finish. Maybe in upcoming videos we will bring some change. We'll add some more steps in between. We'll add some more subcategories and things as well, but that's not a problem. That's like everything can change in the process, but this would be a very basic structure that will give us an idea how it works and where we start, where we finish. Okay, so I added some more steps. As you can see, we have this. We start from create project, import assets, then we will talk about JetBrains. We'll create GitHub repository. I actually forgot the GitHub repository, I think. We'll create base classes. We'll talk about set up the character class. We'll set up character components. We'll set up animations. We'll also set up game mode, player controller, and after that we'll come here to combat system. After we set the player controller, we'll have to set up all these weapon types and things. And then we can come back to HUD. After we set up the weapon, we'll set HUD, we'll add player state, and we'll also create this game state. For HUD, you can see we have these subcategories right here, and then we'll go to zombies. So we'll just continue this plan along the way, but for now I think this is enough till now. So we'll talk about this. I'll complete it while we're working on the game, because there might be some steps that we forgot or we need to add or we need to remove. For start, I think this looks like a good process. At the end of this section, now you can see we have a complete game design document. I mean, it's not a complete game design document. There's a lot of things missing, but at least it is something that we can start our work with. We know where to start. We know what our goal is, and we know a lot of steps. So in the way we might change some things, it's not a problem. But the good thing is we have an overall idea, and even we can add some team members if you want. Like if we find some other team members, we can just invite them and add them to our game design. And we will also talk about setting up GitHub repository, so even we can add them to the GitHub as well, so that way we can just work as a team. But as solo developer, you can do the work as well. And so this is our roadmap. We know where to start. This is our art. We have the environment as well. Then here we have the class hierarchy. We know how many classes we will have, at least the basic idea. We have the class relationship between each other, characters, zombies relationship, AI relationship with zombies, and HUD relationship with player controller, like that. And here we have where we start, which steps to follow, like step by step. We know we'll create the project, we will go like that. And down here we have different stages. Like this is overall roadmap, that if someone like another teammate comes, and he will just read the roadmap and he will understand the whole process of what is going on here. Another thing is you can just along the way you can add some more information to the core game. You can just click in here and add more information. Like you don't need to do all those things by yourself. you can just come here and tell ChatGPT to give me more information about these things. So I'll just copy this thing, and then I can come down here and tell ChatGPT give more details about all these classes and systems for my game design document, like that. And there you go. You can just make it like that, and Unreal Engine will give you the information. ChatGPT will give you all the information. So that way it would be very easy to understand what's going on. For example, we have a game mode. This inherits from game mode base, very well organized, manages overall game flow, handles day-night cycle transition. This controls wave progression and difficulty scaling, and this also communicates with the spawners and game state. This is a very good information. You can just simply copy this one and bring it to your game mode. And just down here you can just paste it like this. These are the basic information about. You can come here to player controller. Down here you have the player controller that inherits from, you can just copy like this. And we already have the basic inherits from this thing. That's fine. We'll just need to copy this information like that and paste it down here. If I come here, we say this is, this inherits from that class, and this is our game state. You can just come here and copy the game state. Now you and anyone else who might work with you in future or right now will understand what the game state does, what player controller do in your game, and what is this game mode for, and which class it is inherited from in Unreal Engine documentation, and how you want to use this. So this is why game design document is a very important step for developing your own game. Before you have an idea, before you make your game design document, I think it's almost impossible to manage a huge project in Unreal Engine. So that's all about this video. I'll just make this thing publish public. If I come here, progress settings, workspace settings, sorry. And here I can just come down here. You can see here we have publish as website and custom domain. We don't have custom domain, like this is for business. So I'll just tell him to publish as website like this. You can just simply find this like in this link. I'll tell him publish. I'll put this link in the resources of the lecture. You can just click on this one and find my whole game design document. This is the roadmap. You can just open this one. You will see the artwork, you will see all these stages and steps. You can just come back to home, core game. In core game you have all these things. You can open that one, you can find more information about that. And yeah, you can just come here and find more information about any of these classes like that. You can search for something as well. You can, for example, UI. You can see we have different UI options. You can just click and you will find more information about this. So this is all about this video. This was a very important section, and understanding these topics are sometimes more important than understanding game development itself, because game development is mostly a teamwork, and if you don't understand how to organize these things for teamwork, or at least for your own understanding, then I don't think you can manage your whole game project. So I'll see you in the next video.